I got it. I got it. I know that he looks from here. They should stay here. Anyway, don't say it. I'm just letting you know that I've had to move up.
Okay, thank you. So here's a little bit of the update. Let me make sure I'm on camera. We're streaming. We have some great teams that worked on some very impressive projects from what I can see on paper, and then we're going to have them present here, stand and deliver. We didn't have a ton of projects submitted, so what we're going to do is all of the preliminary judges are going to judge all of the teams, and this will be a nice dry run for all of the teams, and all of the teams will actually get to present again to the finalist judges. So we will not be having a process of elimination based on this, but we can take into account all of the judges' cumulative judging for the actual prizes. So there's the prizes. Everybody should know about those, the ones that are listed, and a lot of them are specific to the different partners that people have built toward. So without further ado, let me bring up the first team to present. The first team to present is Saraswati. And then again, for judges, I think Devinder did a great job just letting you all know. So as we reviewed, there are, and I'll let the teams know as well, there are, let me just do a count, 5 different criteria that the teams will be judged on. And it doesn't matter if these teams are, I'll let people know if they're either fresh, that means all the work was done here at the hackathon, or they are bootstrapped, meaning they have no prior funding or investment, or they are, and we didn't actually have any of those teams submit, they are pre-seed, which would mean that they have up to $1 million in investment and or revenue. But those will, whatever the criteria is for the team in terms of the stage of the team, that does not count against you in terms of the judging. The judges know that they're not taking that into consideration. It's more about looking at, here are the judging criteria: clear market opportunity, unique value proposition, creativity and innovation, technical skill and accomplishment, and how much work was actually performed here at the hackathon. I will have a timer set up in the front row here. Okay, I think you guys ready? Yeah. Right, and then if there's more than 1 or 2 members, everybody should be to this side of the monitor, so we have a little extra room to accommodate people here, and they'll still be on camera.
Hey everyone.
Wait a second. Three minutes on the clock, and present.
Okay, so applying for college is a very stressful thing for parents and the families, students and their parents and the entire family. Firstly, the exposure is very limited for them, like what they get it from their career counselors and what they find on the internet is pretty limited. Not everybody can afford a career counselor. It's an expensive, people have to invest thousands of dollars. So it's pretty expensive and decision dilemma, because we're talking about kids who are in high schoolers and they might like art, but their family might like they should do finance or engineering. So this is decision dilemma within the family. So that's why it's stressful. So we have a solution for that. We have a Saraswati AI. We have a counselor agent there that gives a personalized career guidance to them, like what courses they should take in the school, what college they should be applying for, what kind of different summer programs they should be doing, all sort of things. We have a buddy agent that takes care of their financial, their emotional well-being, because while in the stressful process, how they stay mentally strong is what the buddy agent is going to take care of it. And there's a parent guide, because we think that when the parents know what the kids' strengths and weaknesses are there, and their interests are there, then they can do a better job communicating with their kids. So that's why we have a solution. Go to market, just like we do in a partnership with current technologies, and we'll go to schools and colleges, we'll do email-based marketing to get awareness. That's our go-to-market framework.
So the technology, we built a multi-agent system using Swarm AI. So we have a supervisor agent that's talking to the counselor and to the buddy agent. So when we have a RAG system, it is not just a static RAG, it is a refreshed RAG that's taking the transcripts and the profile of the user so that the context is relevant to the specific person. And we're deploying on Hugging Face, and we're going to integrate it into Fetch AI.
The student sets up, the parent sets up the profile. The parent will get an email talking about their strengths and weaknesses and all sort of things. And after that, the student will go to this particular buddy solution, and then they will interact with our application. So here the student saying that my dad has asked for this particular, what should I do? And then these are the recommendations the application is giving, that you can do two different, you can go to Stanford or University of Michigan, UCLA, all sort of colleges. But then she's going to talk about, like, I'm quite stressed out about that, whether I can achieve it or not. And that's when we have a buddy agent comes into picture, and the buddy agent is basically going to tell her, like, what are the other, how she can stay mentally fit, and while she's applying for the college.
And for those who are interested, we have this on Hugging Face.
Sorry, and for those who are interested, we have this on Hugging Face, and here's a barcode, and you can try it out right now.
Thank you, thank you. Okay, judges, raise your hand. Okay, judges, raise your hand if you have a question.
Is there a competition with your solution, any kind of existing solution like that?
At this moment, we can say the LLMs could be some alternatives, but what we are trying to build is a unique solution. We are working towards building a contextual awareness about the students' interests, what they're communicating with their parents, what they're communicating with their buddies, and what they're communicating with their counselor. We are gathering all the data and providing a very personalized recommendation. So I think we are the first in, like, we need to test that. We just came up with this idea yesterday. So.
All right, in the back there, Harris?
Yeah, why your go-to-market is focused mostly on email and not social media?
What we could go with social media, what we want to start with email is because we are going to give a very detailed information to the parent that, so that's why there's a lot of information that we wanted to give to the parents, information about what are the summer programs they should be taking, what kind of local train maths courses are available and all sort of things. So that's why we think email is a better way to go to market, because it's going to be dense information.
How would you build credibility with people, given that there are many consultants already present who do the same kind of work? And first, you need to make people believe that the AI can at least do equivalent to the consultant, and the consultants also sometimes dupe people or like fool people and try to grab money from them. So how will you build credibility in that sense as well?
So there are two parts to this question, great question. So first thing is that what we are building is the e-counselor. That is one way to interact with the student. And here what we are doing is that we are giving a kind of recommendation that they should be taking, but we are not saying those are the only recommendations that they should be having. We are the initiators, but our secret sauce is also the buddy part. So what happens is that when they go to some other agent, other counselors, and then counselor gives them the information, if they are getting overwhelmed with all their information, our buddy is going to help them to know what are the real interests. That's where we are focusing a lot from the AI perspective. That how much personalized we can do it, rather than how much generic, because when we go to any particular career counselor, they might give you 1 hour, 1 hour, 30 minutes. That's not sufficient to know a person. But this AI is continuously running so that and continuously understand their conversations. That's why it's totally different than what other counselors can do.
Just to add to that, we're going to be doing it from grassroots. So we're talking about going to board directors on education, as well as to, teacher parent, and bringing it from the ground up.
Sorry, that's time, but thank you very much. Okay, next up here, so I'm going to tell you who's up and who's on deck so we can move things through quickly. Wise Word, we have Wise Word up. And then on deck we have Pet MD is after Wise Word. So we have Wise Word here. Hopefully everybody that submitted is actually here to present. Okay, if not, then Pet MD is up and Cognify is on deck. So raise your hand. We have PetMD, and you look like a PetMD.
No. I don't know.
And we have Cognify here, ready to present next. Okay, great. Hello.
No, your dog. Okay, we'll get my bag. We have a mask there.
It should, it just takes a second. There it is. Okay. Here, let me get you 3 minutes on the clock. Let's go. All right, go for it.
Hello, my name's Sterling. I built PetMD, or Pet Research Program. I built it using Swarm, Fast API, and Resets. So what? Oh, that's right. Okay, so I guess we're not going to worry about the slides as much, but basically the ideal customer here is somebody that doesn't know if they're going to be going to the vet or not. Their pet might be having a symptom or an issue, and they're sort of unsure, is this life-threatening, or is this something that I can just handle on my own? Problem is, a lot of money is spent on going to premature vet visits, as well as you don't know, again, how urgent maybe something will be, and you don't know if it's money well spent. So the solution is an AI-powered, basically pet MD that can go through and diagnose your pet with symptoms, and then reliably tell you whether or not you should go in to see the vet, or if this is something you can handle on your own. Right, so how do you make money? Well, you can make money in a few different ways. You can do referrals to vets, by working with local veterinarians. You can eventually do some sort of delivery service, as well as there's two basic types of customers you can move into. One is actual veterinarians themselves for diagnosing rare diseases, and then the other one is normal customers, right? So they're because you can sort of see two different places you can go with this. Right. So what are we at time? All right, we're gonna move just directly to demo. So that's kind of the demo. This is the demo, and here's a nice prompt that Claude gave me. The demo work even better. All right, so this is this is the basic interface. You can post in as much information as you would like. Currently, it's not using external sources like research papers or anything like that. It's just using prompts, a series of 5 different actors in a swarm or agents using Swarm AI. It goes through, it takes quite a bit. I'm using chat or 4.0 to generate this. And you'll see that the design, when this pops up, isn't where I'd like it to be. It actually, I'd like it to be cards that look nice and basically show each possible diagnosis or possible disease or whatever. And this will take a few seconds. And it goes through kind of a computational thing here. There we go. All right. So it went through and analyzed this and came up with these different diagnoses. You can basically see these are the different agents that I was using Swarm, and that's about it. So, all right, cool. So that's it. That's PetMD. Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, thank you, thank you.
What data set you were using and what technical challenges you had involved with that?
So this is currently using no data sets, and the technical challenges were, getting a turbo repo to work with the fast API and to take that. So it was pretty straightforward actually. So this is just sequential prompts, right? So using Swarm, and as you can see, it's probably the simplest thing you could do, right? It's you just have an agent with your main system prompt, and you're passing it into the next agent and the next agent. So this was very, very, very simple, but intentionally so. So really, where you want to get your knowledge from
Well, I'm going to just try to move our questions forward pretty quickly because we want to get more than one judge asking a question.
Yeah, so how your platform will handle rare or complex problems that's not really the system.
Yeah, right. So you'd want to ingest different white papers essentially, or
research.
Yeah, into some sort of RAG system, and then use that to augment your search.
So based on that, solve.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and ideally, you can learn over time if you have like a pet profile.
How do you ensure safety in the system? Like the accuracy of answers, like do you have any human element later to like verify the answers are correct or not?
Yeah.
Confidence score, anything like that?
Right, so this is using a general model. I can see this doing smaller, more specific models that are trained on each of these agents' specialization. Then you work with veterinarians. My sister is a vet, and so I was trying to get her to be like, hey, can you verify this or whatnot. So you can do that, and there's various ways to get better, but the key thing is that we're sort of like being very conservative and saying like most of the time you're probably just going to go see a vet initially, right, until we've got a higher confidence level. Yeah.
Comparing to current use of retractable LLM, GPT, how is that on the stage?
I don't actually have any statistics or anything on that, but I would have to run tests to see how much better it would be. To give you a good answer. Sorry.
So just curious, like you said there's no data set, but like the answers would differ a lot in different environments, right? Like in one environment, the answer would be something different for different breeds of dogs, different breeds of dogs. How do you ensure it is there?
That's a good question. I don't know.
That's a great answer. Investors love it when you tell them honestly you don't know. You can follow that up with, I'll find out. So PetMD and the previous project were both bootstrap projects. So just to let everybody know, I'll try to read that off. And I see some of our finalist judges coming in. So the finalist judging will be after, I think we have it set for 5 o'clock, but right now this is the preliminary judging, and we have all of our projects judging. So don't worry too much that you need to get set up and actually be scoring anything at this point. And this is also pretty much a practice round for our preliminary teams to get things going. Once again, letting everybody know there's 3 minutes on the clock, so you get an extra minute beyond what we had shared in the instruction doc, and there's also 3 minutes of Q&A. Let's keep the judges, keep the questions, you're doing a great job. Questions short, concise. Answers should be concise. If you start telling too much of a story, investors will think you're either lying or you don't know what you're doing. So just make them concise. Okay, so come on up. You know who you are. Believe it's Cognify, right?
Yay! What's up?
Here's this one. Yes, right. Here, let's bring the team over on this side of the table. Kick things off. Ooh. Squeeze it. And ready, here we go.
Cool. Hi, everyone. I'm Andrew. This is our team, Nada, Nora, Nima, and Solomon. We made Cognify. And so what this is a platform for help you researching advanced research topics. Sometimes we have the issue where maybe Google doesn't give you smart enough results, or maybe you're using an LLM and it gives you kind of the average answer across the entire internet. So this platform is designed to help curate more advanced research topics. So let's do a demo here and let's search for health tech.
I love it when we have a large team and you actually bring your own mic stand.
Okay, so this will take a little bit of time while it's, what's happening right now is that it's compiling information from millions of research papers. We're going through a couple rounds of filtering, loading relevant research papers into, or using RAG to vectorize that information. And then we're going to create a context where we can generate learning modules based on the information that it gave back.
In this case, like the worst case scenario where you have only one module.
In this case, we only generated one module. Oh no, the live demo failed. Let's try again real quick. This is the first time it hasn't worked.
We can try AI.
10 different options. You can add it to my process.
Yeah. So yeah, this usually takes a while because we're just like researching relevant information like real time from research papers. And basically after that, we're getting the important chunks out of those papers, and then we're representing them into different modules, which are here. So yeah, these are the titles, and then you have the overview of what you're going to learn through each module, and they are basically consecutive, so it's like a book, and the chapters of the book. So it's getting increasingly advanced, and they are tied to each other. So you can learn about the topic that you're interested in depth, easily, and like kind of the real world scenario cases where you can apply those, which is like sometimes it might come with like this practice section that will help you basically learn about something and put it to practice real life.
Perfect, and that's time. So on to questions. Judges, raise your hand. Let me give you a second to see who's got their hand up and I can call on you.
I think it has a question.
Right there, blue jacket.
So how do you evaluate the relevance of the results you get?
How do you evaluate the parameters?
No, the relevance.
The relevance.
Yeah, so we do a couple rounds of augmentation where we take the initial prompt and we do an initial run through where we augment it with additional related topics through OpenAI. Then with that additional context, we search through archive, a website that's got millions of research papers. And then we use relevancy parameters is as far as we go right now to get the most relevant ones.
The relevancy parameter generated from OpenAI?
It's a combination of additional like context we get from OpenAI, and then through the API that has all the research papers in it, we pass the additional context to it. So it finds things that are related. The longer your prompt is, the more specific it'll get. The more generic, you might get things that are much more broad, and you might have kind of a more chaotic result in terms of the research paper you might get back.
Do you have a computed numeric score for that?
We do not, no.
What kind of RAG tech do you use?
Anyway.
Yeah.
So right now, we're basically just like, it's very early iteration. So we just are downloading PDFs and then storing it in a vector store. It's using LangChain, and then we are splitting so we can, I guess, search through that vector store and find relevant chunks. So it's chunking it up in like different sections of the research papers, the text, and then basically in our code we are searching for like that relevant whatever topic you are trying to learn about. We'll search for that in like those keywords in those papers, and then take just the most relevant information and pass it in the prompt to the LLM, and then return basically that. And the prompt is supposed to return the information in this format with these modules, and returns that to the users.
Great, one more question, go ahead.
How can you verify your bibliography is real existing?
Sorry, what was the question?
You mean just a lot of research papers, so we call it bibliography. So how can you verify that it's not make up, but it's really existing?
Right, verify the bibliography to make sure it's not spoofing the results.
So I'll speak to that a little bit. So technically, like all of the research papers come with the bibliographies. I mean, we're not verifying each paper's bibliographies. Like technically we could do that because we have the information, it's the last pages, and we could extract and search the text and basically cross-verify, but we haven't done anything like that, but we had an idea where we were thinking that results that are returned, we could include like bibliography links where you could be redirected to know exactly where the sources are. But basically we couldn't do that in just like the matter of 2 days, but that's totally possible. We can extract, we have the information.
We have the
about it.
information.
Yeah.
Right, and that's,
Yeah, we're just not using it for it.
and that's time.
And there are other websites like DBLP that you can look up for that data.
Right, thank you. And again, this is a fresh project that just started yesterday.
Yeah, it's right here.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you so much.
And next up. So in Noia AI, And then on deck, Dr. Z. So do we have Anoya AI? Raise your hand. Unless I'm pronounced Anola. Maybe Anola AI. Come on up. And on deck, Dr. Z. Dr. Z, raise your hand. Okay, great. Is Renee here? Renee, are you here? It's good that I have a microphone. I don't have to shout all the way to the kitchen.
I'm sorry, I couldn't make pizza. What's up?
That's okay. I knew there was a good reason.
What you need?
Everybody, this is Renee. Let's thank Renee for helping out, not only in providing a cool set for the event, but also helping out. And can you go get me some tape from the kid? Gaffer tape? Tape from the boxes, in the production room. Thank you.
This is what you got me for?
All right, ready?
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. So this is Enola. Enola is not this, but you will soon see Enola. Enola is, as everyone knows, Sherlock Holmes' little sister. So we are building Sherlock.ai, which is your AI production engineer, your AI SRE engineer, or rather your army of AI SRE investigators. That's why they are the best investigators in the world. By building Sherlock.ai, what we realized that without very deep integration with your infrastructure, you can't do much in terms of finding issues, production issues. So we built Enola, which is a Chrome plugin which helps you debug issues using your existing New Relic or AWS. So far we have integrated New Relic and AWS console, and using that we figure out what is going on. So let's just do a demo. So this is an alert which I received, which says the error rate in your application is high. I'll just copy the link and this is Enola. We will tell Enola that this is the problem that we are facing. So Enola has already started working on it. Okay. So Enola says that the error for this application, sorry. Yeah. So yeah, it says that this application, which is hosted on app server instance in AWS, started to increase significantly. It tries and figures out the different hypotheses which might be related to this particular error. So, for example, in this case, the hypothesis is that this particular instance might not be sufficient to handle the current load. Or the other hypothesis is, please ignore the formatting, we could not fix that in time. The other hypothesis is there might be a problem with the application code, and the third hypothesis is there might be a network issue. So now Enola is validating the hypothesis against available data. So the challenge here was that all of this data, while it exists, you as a production engineer can see all of this data in the consoles. Using this with just the browser is a big challenge. So Enola is basically like your sidekick, which is helping you go through all of this information in the background. And skipping the parts here, it's basically the investigation that Enola says that it could be a potential limitation of this particular instance type, which is causing these errors. So, yeah.
Okay, well, first of all, thank you. And this is a bootstrap project, so that means you've been working on it prior to this weekend, correct? So can you speak to what existed before and what did you build here this weekend?
So Enola is completely built over this hackathon. The larger project, which is Sherlock's, has been in the works for a couple of months. But the Chrome plugin and the investigation that Enola is doing has been built over the weekend.
Great. Judges' questions.
So
how do you make sure the latency, minimal latency and the disruption during debugging process?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
Yeah, the minimal latency when you're debugging the process, how do you make sure that that's the main thing?
The latency to figure out what the issue is, or the latency
To figure out what's the issue.
So it's almost like emulating yourself as a production engineer. What you will typically do is you'll go to one dashboard, then you'll go to another dashboard, then you'll try to make sense of all of this data together. What Enola is helping you with is without you going to 5 different dashboards and looking at different tabs in those dashboards and then making sense of all the data, Enola is doing that for you. So it's definitely reducing the investigation latency for you.
Nice. Doctor, yep.
Yeah, I'm a platform engineer. So first question, what's the difference between Sherlock's AI and Enola? Is the kind of plugin to that piece? And are you integrating, the plan is to integrate with all these DevOps tools?
Yes. So first difference is Sherlock's is much more deeply integrated with your system. It is not a browser-based agent, but it is an agent that sits in your VPC and investigates from there, which means that it has access to a lot more information than what Enola has. Enola is just a lightweight way for you to experience what an AI investigator, SRE investigator could do for you based on just the things that you see in the browser.
And then,
sorry, I'll just cover the second question. Yes, we plan to integrate with all the existing tools, APMs, New Relic, Datadog, Sentry, or logging different tools, AWS, GCP, Azure, Kubernetes, your databases for just read-only access to system tables and so on.
again, judges only, raise your hands right now if you have a question, just so I can see who has questions. Okay, let's go 1, 2, 3.
Besides the text input that you gave to the Chrome plugin, what else did it ingest for you to get the hypothesis? I know you had New Relic open.
Yeah, so basically what we are doing is reusing, so two things. We are reusing the session cookies of New Relic to get the data from New Relic, and second, AWS does not have any cookie-based or a reliable cookie-based way to do this. So we are capturing the network data of AWS, and we are capturing those responses and using them to analyze.
Is it something like AI watchdog or not?
I'm sorry?
Is it something like AI watchdog? What's competition at the end?
So AI watchdog as in the New Relic's product itself, are you referring to that?
What are you referring to in terms of AI watchdog?
I mean, the kind of solution, do you have any competition here for that? So is it something?
So New Relic or Datadog or let's say PagerDuty, they have their own AI products, but they mostly work with the data sitting within New Relic or Datadog or basically within their walled gardens. We work with everything.
So what you tell, there are no cross-platform solutions like that?
Yeah, there are no. I mean, there are a bunch of platforms which are coming up right now, but there isn't anything which is established.
And then in the back, so companies are generally very sensitive about their data. So I mean, like even a part like how to ensure security, privacy.
So because we'll be deploying within the company's VPC, Sherlock's, Enola is just a browser agent for you to work as an individual engineer. But Sherlock's will be deployed as an agent within your VPC and no data will be going out of your VPC.
Great, thank you very much. Just click that. Yep. Okay, and now Dr. Z is ready, and then is mine. Oh yeah, applause, please. Always applause. Okay, so we have Dr. Z, another fresh project right now, and then I want to know if Mind Therapy AI is in the house. Let me know. I wasn't sure. I couldn't tell from the submission if they were here. And then back, circling back to Wise Word. Is Wise Word in the house? Okay. So go ahead, Dr. Z. 3 minutes on the clock.
So, hello everyone. You can call me Joe. And please know. Hello everyone. And how many of you guys visited doctor for non-emergency reason without an appointment? If you can raise your hand, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Okay guys, I think like you might be really lucky or you might have the best health insurance. Because normally in US, it takes around 1 to 3 weeks to get an appointment just to meet a doctor for an non-emergency treatment. And even if you get a doctor, it takes around 2 and 3 hours and around $100 for this consultation. So like, that's why we want to add this doctor's knowledge with AI.
So we on average in US, there is per hospital there is 209 affiliate providers like doctors, therapists, and so on. You say they receive per day like 20 patients, each of them. There will be 4,180 patients per day. But according to studies, 40% of these patients are like routine cases. So we can save with this AI, we can save patients to like 2,580 patients per day. It means we can serve more patients, like 1,672. So we are introducing Dr. Z. Just
your virtual healthcare assistant. I'm here to help assess your health concerns and provide general medical guidance. Please note that while I can offer general advice, I cannot provide official medical diagnoses or replace your regular healthcare provider. How can I assist you today?
Any questions or?
Okay. You ready to move on to questions?
Yeah, so I have a headache right now.
I cannot provide a diagnosis, but for headaches, it's best to stay hydrated, get enough rest, and avoid potential triggers like stress or certain foods. If the headache persists or is severe, consult a doctor to rule out any underlying condition. Preventive measures like managing stress and getting regular exercise can also help reduce headache frequency.
Yeah, that's it. And one thing about tell me about what prizes.
Clears throat. Ah yes, the prizes, the healthy incentives to fuel your innovative spirits. Let me prescribe the details. For the Fetch AI track, the winning team receives a robust $1,000 cash prize, plus a dose of compute credits to power their future endeavors. They'll also score an interview at Fetch AI's prestigious accelerator program, a potential catalyst for growth. Those exploring the vast
Last word presentation.
Or
take a second, includes like Hygiene APIs and Next.js and Page AI and Anthropics and OpenAI and the ProLab, which is our startup. It's like a learning optimization tool. So yeah, basically that's all tech stack.
Okay, well, let's go on to judges' questions. So all judges, raise your hand if you have a question, so I can take a mental note. Okay, start with the Amzal over here.
Yeah. Do you have a knowledge base or it's just OpenAI API?
It's just JSON file we're just providing. It's not like a special RAG. I mean, we did it in the morning. So.
Just one day.
I mean, we were brainstorming yesterday. We did it today. Yeah.
Got it. Okay, Harris, yeah.
Yeah. What is the stack you're using for that virtual avatar?
Yes, for virtual avatar, it's Hygiene API. I think last year, December, they launched API for the streaming. So we are using that.
Any other questions? Open it up to the room. Any questions in the room? Everybody's just blown away. Okay, Sako, go ahead.
If you get more time, what's the extra day for hackathon? What you would go to do?
Actually, we have one more startup. We were doing it for fun, but this is we still have lots of use cases. It can be like online, like consultation, or in the receptionist. We can just direct to the doctor. So I mean, in the hospitals, we got like 4 or 5 receptionists. So it can just automate it and get initial check-in and then direct to the right doctor. But yeah.
Oh. And also, if you would continue like this project, let's say, I think you would focus first on B2B, like for hospitals, for so that they can create their own like avatars, like because agent offers this option, and then you would like maybe like add B2C like all
Yeah, that was my question, monetization models we have.
Got it. And now my question is, what is your other project? You said you're part of a startup, but not related to this.
Yes, that's a 1.5 month project. It's like a LLM observability and optimization tool. It just monitors LLM logs and helps to prompt engineering, how's performance going in different prompts and logs, and helps you iterate faster.
Great. And you didn't use any of the partner tools?
We use HAI, we use Fast API because
Okay.
it didn't have TypeScript, so we did. That's why it's not deployed on localhost, so I'm just running two of them at the same time.
Okay, so Fetch is the partner that you use?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, great, thanks a lot. Okay, one last question.
Observability tool.
What's the name of it?
It's Prompt Lab. It's Prompt Lab, but you can try promptlab.com. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so those are our teams, and we're going to take a break now, and we'll allow some networking time, some schmoozing, and more eating, and we will come back let's come back here at 4:30, so a little over half an hour. We'll reconvene here for the finalist presentations. We have to have
It's different days of week. You're not checking. Do you have a jacket? Yes. So what's next? So how long are you? Okay, so what we see, did you purchase it yourself? Okay, so you didn't negotiate it. So he put money, he really put all the money down. It's a non-reversible. Right. So, yeah, so, and you see this. Yeah, that's yeah, so probably also, I saw when I quickly left. Let's go.
Yeah, let's do the, everybody in the background, come on, everybody in here. Sure, sure. Why am I? So, yeah, you were going internet cities. So, next thing is every I know that. That was, I think that was yeah, there's the second.
Okay, yeah, so, that's why I asked, because, we are very surprising, he's very.
Okay, you get, then you should be, maybe even also ones that annotate or something. Pretty affordable, and they also curate introductions to those.
So you're the person.
I've got for the technique, so
I think, or you're.
Have you created a website right now? How does that work? Make a name for company, video AI, supply chain. Which one did you write? The last one
yeah.
Idea, I mean. That's the idea, I know. In terms of overall, considering all different.
How come the same as the last one? I'm sure that I just want to be that guy, but like, not one of the last one.
I think we have to do it based on also
That's the thing. I mean, I don't bother about what I bother about is what I care about is like how. I mean, I believe in all types. Even in business, what the most important is like interface. What I'm saying, but it's just very clear what it does, who is it for. That's why I kind of like the last one. I didn't like the last part when we are talking about happiness because I think that you're moving on from the idea that you create a trusted doctor. It means it's just like talking to ChatGPT that we don't want to do that. Yeah. Until that point, I like that.
And the idea was good on the idea basis, like study. I think I learned that. And I know how important that problem is, but it's super. You need to train on the company data. All the models are real. So how these bits are for For example, let's speak about this point, which I work on transactions. The transaction goes, they know which word system to use to deploy transactions, where microservices. But yeah, if you generate problem, they can solve without saying specific
Yeah, what do you
This is my first time. I'm also like conflicted, like telling somebody that's my
you wanna be nice, but now on the other hand, the world is not that nice, you know.
We find out at the end of this.
And even not that, you know, it's not that complicated to like but that's not, and then all companies are judged by like people that either want to pay for that or not. And so, yeah. So what do you think? My friends recently processed its own hardware, right?
Yeah, that's what last year. I think 100% twice.
Well, I'm not sure if internal count.
I don't think they count. But on the other hand, I'm also trying to move the work. I know a lot about so I a lot of cases a lot of it's not that kind of stuff. I'm one interest. The second I know is looking at the I'm just like trying right now. But now that I think this is very legit. I thought this was all the same. We have the I'm going to do more. So which one is it? It's
No, I'm planning to apply in March. Yeah. So I got several hackathons. So I just applied some software. And
I want to talk to you.
Yeah. Yeah, let's talk about it. There's definitely opportunities.
All right, yeah. Keep in touch. Thank you.
Yep.
Hey, so
No, it's pretty much after that, there's, because then we have those judges actually get processes, but I might give them some of the input. I have to look at what the judges did, see like how to tally that and provide. What's different, we kind of flipped, we have like instead of like 20 submissions and 5 judges, we have like 20 judges and 5 submissions for the contract we have.
Cool, but I think I'll take you back.
Yeah. And everyone is different, and depending on how different, you know, what the subject is, who the partners are. The base one with the for the only.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I came by, but I wasn't an organizer. Yeah.
Yeah.
I work with them.
Okay. Oh, is that okay? Yeah. It was, they also had one over at, well, they've done a lot of it. And that's the video. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. That'd be great. Okay.
Let me tally and see what the judges say.
Yeah, sorry.
So I was just saying, we have.
Do you have industry experience?
Yeah, hey, how are you? Good to see you.
Well, I mean, it's